everyone, how's it going? Hey everyone. Sorry I got started a little late, everyone. Some of the technical difficulties, but I think I've got it worked out. Let's see. Sorry I started a little late, everyone. Okay, it seems I just checked it. It seems like it's okay, so we're good to go. For some reason, I'm not seeing my audio come through, but I checked it on my phone here and it looks like we're good to go. So let's get back to the game here. Little quick recap for what we missed. An unfortunate top of the first inning. Simeon homered to left center. A solo shot for 1 run in the top of the first for the Rangers. So right off the bat, the Rangers are up 1-0. On the mound today for the Astros, we have Spencer Arrighetti. And he's got, other than that home run, he's got 2 strikeouts. So if he could stop giving up the long ball, then maybe he can have a good day. But, by the way, I'm in Japan. So I had to get up around 4:45, but apparently that wasn't enough time because of the technical issue. Because I just wanted to eat a really quick bowl of cereal. And I've got my hot water for my coffee here, which I will pour right now. And because of the technical issue, it put me behind, so I missed the top part of the inning. But now we've got Nathan Eovaldi on the mound for the Rangers, 6-3 with a 3.1 ERA. He's facing Jose Altuve, and here comes the first pitch to Altuve. Way outside, 93 miles an hour for a ball. I'm glad that Altuve didn't swing at that one because that was just a terrible pitch. Okay, here comes the second pitch. Little high. I'm surprised that Altuve didn't swing at that, but it was out of the zone by a little bit. So that's good. Ball 2. Altuve steps back in. He seems to be a little more patient today than he was yesterday. Maybe he's got that from that home run until now. He's got that carried over. Okay, third pitch is 94 miles per hour, just off the outside corner, and Altuve misses it for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike against Altuve. Eovaldi goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle, and Altuve is able to rip it, but it was caught over at third base, and they tossed him out at first. Smith makes the play. A nice backhand grab on that ball because Altuve got it. It's a shame that Altuve didn't get a better hit on that ball because it was a nice, looked like maybe kind of a curveball. Came right down the middle, and Altuve just nailed it, but it was straight at Smith at third base. Bregman starts off with a hard swing also, but he sends it down the foul line on the first base side. Well, apparently the last 2 starts, Eovaldi has had an ERA of 11.8. 1.05. That's crazy. Here comes the second pitch to Bregman. That's inside for ball 1. So 1-1 on Bregman. Eovaldi goes into his windup for the second pitch. And Bregman grounds it through the hole on the right side. That's going to be a single for Bregman. It squeaks right through between the first baseman and the second baseman. We got some information on Alvarez here. This year against, or total against Eovaldi, 11 at-bats, 6 singles, 3 doubles, and a home run. Career against Eovaldi, his batting average is .647. That's insane. Here comes the first pitch to Alvarez. It's a little bit of a slow curve, 77 miles per hour in the lower inside part of the zone for a strike. Jordan sits back up. Eovaldi is about to bring in the second pitch here. Here it comes. Way on the outside corner. Eovaldi looked really, really unhappy about that pitch. That will be ball 1 on Alvarez. Bregman gets a little lead at first. And here comes the third pitch. Oh! Jordan ripped that ball. It was long enough for a home run. It was a line drive shot, but it went foul into the stands. Lucky fan grabbed it, but he destroyed that ball. He just came around way too early. Here comes the next pitch. This one, Alvarez singles into right center. So Alvarez does turn on the ball in the right amount of time this time, but he doesn't have the same power as he did on the previous pitch. But he was patient enough to wait on it and drop it in just before it got to the right fielder. And so now we have 2 runners on with 1 out. Bregman at second and Alvarez at first. That will bring up Yainer Diaz. And first pitch to him on the lower outside corner, called strike, right on the corner. Diaz is catching today. He's batting .285. Here comes the second pitch, low and away for ball 1. Ball 1, 1-1 to Yainer Diaz. I can pour myself. I've got a pour over coffee here, so I've got to add some more water. There we go. Okay, here comes the third pitch to Yainer Diaz. This one is hit right up the middle for another single. Bregman is going to try to come home. The throw is not in time. Bregman is just barely able to beat it out. The throw was off center, and so the catcher had to go to his left to grab it. But before he could get it and tag Bregman just ran full speed. He didn't even slide. He just ran full speed straight through and avoided the tag. So Yainer with an RBI single, unless he went to second. Was he able to go to second? Nope, he stayed at first. So Jordan goes to third. Bregman, wow, he just barely avoids the tags. That it could not have been closer, guys. The catcher dove to touch Bregman, but he was able to avoid it. Singleton comes up on the very first swing, singles to singles to left field. But for some reason, Jordan reads the ball terribly and stays at third, so no run score. Now bases are loaded. They're showing the Bregman replay again. He really booked it as fast as he could and just barely avoided that tag at home plate. And cheered after he made it. Gave a little fist pump. Pretty excited. All right, guys. just to go back real quick. The game is moving so fast. It looks like it's getting away from the Rangers right now. But Singleton came up and had Yainer Diaz on first base. Yordan Alvarez on third base. Very first pitch, he puts a single out into left field, and for some reason I don't understand, Yordan did not think, I guess, that ball was going to get down. I don't see how he did. Maybe the third base coach told him to stay. He thought it was going to be caught. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But for some reason, there was a breakdown in understanding what was going on in the field, and he stayed at third instead of running in to score. So now we have bases loaded with Jeremy Pena. One out. Here comes the first pitch. Low and away, ball one. Pena is batting .274. Eovaldi comes in with the second pitch. Kind of inside and low. Pena fouls that one away. He just kind of dribbles over towards the dugout. Nothing really going on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Pena gets ready in the box. Eovaldi comes set, and here he brings the third pitch. Same result, basically. Pena swings and fouls it off. This time grounds it over towards the dugout. Had a little more contact than the last one, but same result. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Pena. Pena steps out of the box for a moment. Gets time. Steps back in. Eovaldi's got the pitch. And here it comes. Pena swings again. This one kind of off his fists on the inside corner. And he fouls it to the right side. Out of play. Stays at 1-2. Let's see what we can do here. Got to at least make up for that run that Yordan didn't get by coming in. Here comes the pitch. And once again, Pena fouls it off. Just like the first 2 foul-offs, he puts it off to the left side. Bounces it over close to the dugout. Now they're showing on the screen. I'm not listening to the game, by the way. For some reason, the audio is coming through my software, and I can't share that. But they showed the third base coach, so maybe he made an error. Pena fouls it off again to the right side. So Pena is battling to make something happen here. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. But he is kind of protecting the zone. He's not letting those close pitches go by. Eovaldi comes in with the next pitch. Oh! Just barely foul. Pena hits it down the third baseline. Barely foul. That would have been an excellent hit. It was right down the line. It went right by Alvarez's head. He had to lean back for it to go by. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch on the inside. Oh, that was kind of strange. Pena gave a check swing, and it was on the inside corner. And the umpire said that it hit Pena. And so he gave him first base, and that will walk in Alvarez. We're going to take a look at the replay here. Yeah, I'm not sure. On the replay, you can't see anything. It just looks like a check swing. Oh, okay, I see. It seems it was catcher interference, but they're going to take another look at it. Pena pointed at the catcher, and the umpire agreed that it was catcher interference, and they're going to take another look at it to see if that's accurate, because if it holds up, that's going to cost. It's going to cost them a run. Okay, now when they slow down the replay, it's definitely not catcher interference. Okay, there's no interference there, but it appears that it's off the end of Pena's bat. That's what it appears like to me. And if that's true, The catcher did catch it, and Pena will be out. There'll be a foul tip strikeout. I don't know what's going on with that play. That was strange. My guess is that Alvarez is going back to third, and Pena will be out. And we'll still have bases loaded with 2 outs. That's my guess. Okay, they're calling it now. Yep, they're calling Pena out. They said that it was off the end of his bat. So Pena will be out. Alvarez will go back to third. The run will not count. We'll still have bases loaded. So the score is 1-1. The Astros will have Jake Myers coming up with bases loaded. This is an excellent opportunity for Myers to do something very helpful with the bat. And here comes the first pitch to him. Low and away, right on the corner, but called a ball. His career versus bases loaded, 238. 1 grand slam. Oh, no. The swing looked good. He nailed it, but once again, it was a line drive straight to the third baseman. What a disappointing turn of events for the Astros. Yordan Alvarez, or the third base coach, cost them a run by not going on that Singleton by single. That Singleton by single. That single by Singleton. And so they're only able to tie it up. They leave 3 runners stranded. Terrible. I'm going to mute this mic just for a second, guys, while the break is on so I can finish this. I'll be real quick. All right, I was able to finish that real quick. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had to get up really early. I am in Hiroshima, Japan, and so this game started for me 10 minutes after 5 this morning. I got up about 4:45, but because of a mild technical issue, I got started a little late, so I missed the. Maybe it was a good thing that I missed this Simeon home run in the top of the first, because I don't care to see that. But what is equally disappointing is to see the Astros load the bases, have opportunities to score, and just make blunders that don't make any sense. It was pretty obvious that ball was not going to be caught. But here we are in the second inning with Spencer Arrighetti facing Nathaniel Lowe. And speaking of Lowe, the very first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. All right. Arrighetti brings in the second pitch. That one looks nice, right down the middle. 86 miles an hour for strike 1. Lowe doesn't seem to be excited to swing the bat right now. He looks kind of half asleep. Here comes the third pitch. A little bit of a curve, 80 miles an hour. He fouls it off to the right side. Lowe happens to have my number 30. When I was in high school, my number was always 30. In every sport that I played, I was always number 30. The count is 1-2 against Lowe. And here comes the pitch from Arrighetti. Nice pitch. High fastball, 94 miles an hour up in the zone. Lowe can't get it. Another strikeout for Arrighetti. That's 3 strikeouts in just 1.3 innings. That will bring up Heim. Jonah Heim. He takes a ball on the very first pitch. This season he's batting .245. Arrighetti brings in the second pitch right down the middle, but this one is hit to center and right to Myers, who all he has to do is camp out underneath it, and he puts it away. Oh, they're giving out some bling to the Astros. That's funny. Apparently, they've got this these Houston Astros fake gold and diamond chains that they're giving out at the stadium, and they put them on the Astros. They're posing them. Pretty cool. All right, third pitch right down the middle, 89 miles an hour. Strike one on Jankowski, Travis Jankowski. Second pitch gets Jankowski to bite, and the bottom just dropped out of that one, and he wasn't able to even touch it for strike two. Arrighetti's looking really sharp apart from that home run. The 0-2 pitch to Jankowski, and he check swings. They say he didn't go, so that would be ball one. But that was a good pitch. If you look at the replay, it seems that he might have went. Here comes the next pitch, 1-2 pitch in the dirt for ball two. 2-2. Jankowski is only batting .215 for the season. Arrighetti comes set. Here's the pitch. That one is hittable, but it's right to Altuve, who scoops it up, tosses it over to Singleton, and that will end the inning. An excellent 1-2-3 inning for Arrighetti. That's what I like to see right there. That's the way the first inning should have gone, minus that home run, but it's nice that the Astros were able to tie the game up, but it really still chaps me about them not sending Alvarez on that single. I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, coming up for the Astros here at the bottom of the second, we've got Joey Loperfido, Chas McCormick, and then back to Jose Altuve, my favorite. Altuve needs to have a breakout game in this game. He had an excellent game yesterday because he had one big hit. He had the hit that decided the game. Before that, he wasn't very impressive. He wasn't being focused. He was swinging at some really bad pitches and wasn't able to do anything. But then suddenly he came in and seemed more patient with the pitches, more focused, and he had a 3-run shot. Even though his first at bat today didn't pan out, he still seemed to be a little more focused than he was in the first few at bats yesterday. So that's good. Maybe he carried it over till today. We'll see. Joey Loperfido is actually batting .284. He's playing in right field today. His on-base percentage is .781. That's excellent. Oh, I'm sorry, not on-base percentage. It's OPS. If his on-base percentage were that high, wow, that would be absolutely amazing. That would be unbelievable. Speaking of Loperfido, he steps into the box. And here we are getting ready to start as Eovaldi delivers the first pitch. Low with a check swing. They say he didn't go. It didn't look like he went, but they tried Tried to get him anyway. Ump says nope. Ball 1. Eovaldi gets ready and starts his windup for the second pitch here. High in the zone. Loperfido sends it out to left field. Looks like they're going to be able to get underneath it. And he does. The left fielder there almost made kind of a boo-boo. Langford? Yeah, he almost made kind of a boo-boo. He overran it and he was just standing there, but then he had to suddenly reach out to the left side to catch it. So he misplayed it just a little bit. It's in Minute Maid Park, so I can't imagine that the wind was causing a problem. Chas McCormick steps in. McCormick batting .206. Not stellar. Let's see what Chas can do here. Here's the first pitch. Low in the dirt for ball 1. Chas doesn't go after that one. Good boy. All right, Eovaldi winds up. Here comes the second pitch. That one is right in the zone, and a good opportunity for Chas, but he grounds it to the shortstop who tosses him out at first. That's going to be 2 away. So really quickly, the Rangers already have 2 outs, and that will bring up Altuve. Altuve needs to hit a solo shot right here to make up for that Yordan Alvarez debacle, not running in from third base. And yeah, that's going to be a sore spot with me for a while. Here comes the pitch against Altuve. He swings at the first one, kind of a high fastball in the outside corner, and fouls it off into the stands. Didn't really commit to that one so much. Eovaldi comes set and it goes into his windup. Here's the pitch. That one curves away and goes off the plate. Altuve takes it for ball 1. 1-1 on Altuve. The look in Altuve's eye right now is very intent, very focused. I like this look. Here comes the third pitch. He hits it out for a single. There we go. That was a perfect pitch for him to hit. It was high in the zone, but it was a strike. And you just can't pitch high in the zone like that to Altuve. Yeah, it was actually high and outside, but not by much. And Altuve just punished him by putting it out into left field. So Altuve's on with 2 outs. Not the home run I was wanting, but with Altuve on, things can happen sometimes. Bregman comes up. He had a single in the first inning. He's batting .259. He's improved a lot, but still not stellar, but he's improved a lot. Here comes the first pitch from Eovaldi. Bregman grounds it over to the shortstop. He tosses it over first a little high, but he's able to pull it in for the third out. So Altuve getting his base hit turns into nothing, unfortunately. Helped his batting average. Yeah, Altuve's batting average was .305, and with that at bat, it goes up to .306. So that's good. But other than that, the Astros come away with nothing in the bottom of the second inning. The Astros have 5 hits and 1 run. That's sad. Let's see here. The Rangers in the top of the third have Leody Taveras coming up, the center fielder, batting in the 9th position at an average of .234, batting average of .234. And he'll be followed by the first and second hitters, Simeon and Seager. I'll check the live stream right quick. Oh, you can barely see the score on the screen. Let me modify that right quick a little bit. Move that over. Maybe make it, or make my image a little smaller is fine too. Or move my image down. I don't know, I'll just make it a little smaller. Oh, that works. Put that in front. that. There we go. That's better. All right. For those of you just joining, we are calling the second game of the Astros Rangers series here at home at Minute Maid Park for July 13th, 2024. Very first pitch to Taveras is on the outside for a ball. Next pitch in the same spot. Ball 2. Whoops. I missed the very first pitch, actually. The first pitch was a strike. Sorry about that. High pitch for ball 3. So really quickly, Arrighetti comes out. 3 balls and 1 strike against Taveras. Arrighetti gets set. Here comes the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. Full count on Taveras. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He calls for time. Steps out of the box. Arrighetti comes back up onto the rubber. He looks up to get the signal from Diaz and goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. Nice pitch down the middle, fouled away by Taveras. Count remains 3-2. Arrighetti comes set, and here comes the pitch. That one was called strike 3 in the bottom of the zone. Taveras didn't like it. He shows his disappointment with the call. But that call could have gone either way. It was on the inside bottom corner, 96-mile-per-hour fastball. I guess you could say that was a perfectly placed pitch. Could have gone either way, but the ump liked it and rang up Taveras. Next pitch is almost identical to Semien. Semien had a solo home run in the first inning. The very first pitch here is called strike 1. Here comes the second pitch from Arrighetti on the outside corner, but it's just a little too far out for a ball. 1-1 against Semien. Arrighetti gets set, goes into his windup. Here comes the pitch. That one, wow, that one looked like it was going to go straight at Semien, and he reacted to it. But it had a lot of movement. Came back close to the zone, but it was a little too far out, and it was called ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Diaz even had trouble catching that one. Here comes the pitch. He grounds this one straight to Bregman, who scoops it up, fires over to first. Semien is out. That'll be out number 2. You know, I used to play third base. Actually, when I was a little tiny kid and we started off on T-ball, that was my first position, third base. And, of course, playing third base and T-ball is much different than playing third base as you get older. You know, the higher up you go, the harder it gets. But Bregman has always impressed me with his glove handling abilities. Next batter is Seager. Seager swings the very first pitch. Wow, another, speaking of the devil, a hard hit ball right at Bregman, who was playing over. And it one hops right. How in the world did he catch that? It one hops right in front of Bregman, and he backhands it while falling down and is able to get up and throw him out before he gets to the bag for the 3rd out. It's so funny because, like I said, for those of you who are familiar with the Astros and you know Bregman, you know that he has an amazing defensive capability. And that's one of the things that's always kind of scared me when they start talking about, well, Bregman isn't batting very well, and you know he needs to get with it, you know. And they start talking about looking for another third baseman because essentially his batting is just not there. Sometimes very streaky. He is notorious. They say that he's notorious for starting off the season slow and then coming on hard. But this year, it seemed to be really bad. And there was so much talk going around about trading him and finding someone else. But in the back of my mind, I keep thinking, but that glove, man, that glove. But at the same time, you need a hitter. You need to hit the ball. You need to get on base. You need to get some runs. And thankfully, he's been able to come back a lot from where he started at the beginning of the season. Because right now, his batting average is .258. And .258 is not amazing. But when you look at how much he's brought it up, and you combine that with his defensive capabilities, I have nothing to complain about right now. They're asking silly questions. What Astro besides Jordan, Tucker, or Altuve would win a team home run derby? Myers, Singleton, Diaz, or Bregman? Singleton has a lot of power, but I think maybe out of all of those guys, if they're all hitting well, probably Bregman just because of experience. That's just my guess. Alvarez is up, takes a strike for the first pitch. The second pitch, he rips it over to first base. He tosses to Eovaldi, no problem. They get Alvarez at first. The Astros are making contact with the ball now, but they're not getting the singles and the hits like they were in the first inning. I feel like the way Eovaldi's pitching, he's just asking for the Astros to light him up, and they need to take advantage of that. That brings up Yainer Diaz. Eovaldi gets the signal here and goes into his windup. Here comes the first pitch on the outside corner. Yainer was like, kind of like, yeah, was that a strike? Yeah, okay. But they called it a strike, but it was a little out. But still, 0-1. Here comes the second pitch. Oh, he hits it right back up the middle. The pitcher gets a glove on it, but second baseman is able to nab it and toss it over. So Diaz grounds out on kind of a weak hit there. As soon as this inning is over, I'm going to run in there for just a moment. Singleton comes up. Here's the first pitch from Eovaldi. Singleton fouls that one away up into the stands over on the left side there. Strike one. Singleton also had a single in the first inning, which Jordan did not advance on for some strange reason. I'm blaming the third base coach on that one. Here comes the second pitch. Inside, he rips it straight to the first baseman, who tosses it to Eovaldi and gets the third out for the inning. So that'll be it for the Astros. I'll be right back, guys, and just take a quick break, go in there for something, and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I am back. Now, I know that was a really long delay. If for some reason you stuck around, just these medicines are really messing with me. Oh, okay. Where are we at? Basically, we are in the bottom of the sixth. The Astros are now at bat. Yainer Diaz just got a single. Looks like Alvarez was out just before Diaz. Astros are actually leading in the most runs versus a divisional opponent with 6.7 per game. But so far this game they've only got one. Singleton is now up with Yainer on first. Takes an inside pitch for ball one. Valdi goes into his windup, delivers one in the dirt, but it's able to be picked up by the catcher. So there's no advancing to second for Diaz, but Singleton apparently went around on that, so that'll be a strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. He fouls it straight up, but it's going to float into the crowd back behind the home plate. Back behind home plate. The Astros do have Brian King warming up. Blah, blah, blah. I can't talk right now. Sorry, guys. I had an episode just now because of my medicine, so it's got me a little wacko. But yeah, behind home plate there. Here comes the fourth pitch. 1-2 pitch. Singleton looks like he's going to get another single. Yep, he did it again. He put a single out into left field. Very similar to the single that he got earlier in the game. Diaz advances to second, so now the Astros have runners on first and second with 1 out. And that will bring up Jeremy Pena. Pena doesn't have a hit yet in this game. I love how Singleton discards his bat after he gets a hit. It's very funny. He hits it, he holds the bat out, and then just drops it. It's pretty funny. For those of you who don't know Singleton's story and what he's been through and the ups and downs of his career, I would encourage you to check it out. It's pretty interesting. He's the current replacement for Jose Abreu at first base, and I hope that he can just continue to improve and get better and earn himself a permanent spot here, but we'll see. Evaldi is now facing Pena. Here comes the first pitch, low and away for ball one. I was loosely following the game as best I could with my phone while I was in there and trying to stay up on it. Been some hairy moments, but so far this seems to be the best chance the Astros have had in a couple of innings to get some runs on the board. Jeremy Pena fouls that one away to the right side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the sixth, 1 out. 1-1 against Jeremy Pena. 2 runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. He just nailed Pena. There was no getting away from that pitch. 94 miles per hour, directly straight at Pena, and got him right in the side. There was just no way Pena was going to get away from that. Where did it hit him at? Ow, it got him right in the ribs. 94 miles per hour right off Pena's ribs. It wasn't a blunt direct hit. It did glance off of him, but it didn't look good either. He might have a really strong bruise. He stays in the game and goes to first, and that loads up the bases for the Astros with 1 out. with Jake Myers coming up to bat. This is the second time Myers has batted with bases loaded. He needs to do something here. But anyway, Pena will definitely feel that later on. I'm sure that was quite painful. Myers has actually made solid contact twice, but he's lined out. Here comes the first pitch to him. He grounds it up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a double play ball. It is. So, one pitch, one ground out, double play ends the inning. So, once again, the Astros get all of these guys on base and can't even get one run. So here we are through 6 innings. The Astros with 7 hits and only 1 run. The Rangers with 2 hits and 1 run. I don't know what's going on with the Astros right now, but they are just terrible with runners in scoring position today. If we get to extra innings at 1-1, it's going to be annoying because I'm going to keep thinking about that run that Yordan Alvarez should have scored when Singleton dropped that hit out into left field. For those of you who don't know, a little over 2 years ago, I had a severe health issue come up and had to go to the hospital. First, I'm in Japan, so the way it works is you can go to the main hospital emergency room if you have an emergency, but if you just need to go see the doctor, get checked out for something, you'll go to the clinic first. You can't go straight to see a doctor. You can't make a doctor's appointment at the main hospital and go see the doctor directly unless you have basically a referral from a clinic or something like that. You go to the clinic first, and if they can't help you there, if it's something more serious, then they will refer you to the hospital, and then they'll give you a referral. That referral, you can make an appointment at the main hospital. And basically, I went to the clinic, and the doctor said, hey, listen, you've got a big mass here, and it's not something we can do anything about. It's very serious. You need to go to the hospital. And I did, and I found out that I had a massive tumor on my right kidney. It was causing me severe anemia, edema, leg swelling, and exhaustion, pain in my side, all sorts of stuff. And I've been fighting that since then. But right now I'm taking several medications for different things. And one of those medications is making it, one of my new medications is making it very difficult for me to do certain things. So that's why I had to take a break from the game for a few minutes, and I apologize for that. Right now we're in the top of the 7th. King is on the mound. The very first pitch to Jonah Heim is a ball low and inside. Jonah Heim is 0 for 2 today with a line out and a strikeout. For the season, he's 243. And here comes the second pitch. High fastball, just 92, right out of the zone for ball 2. Here comes the third pitch. And Himes takes a swing at it, fouls it out of play back into the crowd. So that'll be strike 1. I wonder if I have enough hot water to get some more coffee. We'll see. Here comes the fourth pitch. Low and inside. A check swing, but he didn't go around. So that's ball 3. 3-1 on Jonah Heim. Brian King working on the mound here in the top of the 7th. Here comes the pitch. Right down the gut. Heim can't get it. Strike 2. Full count on Jonah Heim. That was a nice looking pitch, but it also looked very hittable at 92 miles per hour. There wasn't much movement on it, but Heim just wasn't ready for it. King comes set. Here comes the full count pitch. That was a nice pitch right in the lower part of the strike zone on the inside, but Heim is able to foul it off. Once again, it seems like a completely packed crowd at Minute Maid Park. Here comes another full count pitch, and that one's fouled to the right side by Heim. So Heim is hanging in there, not making it easy on King. King is a left-hander. He comes set. Here's the full count pitch again. High and outside, just out of the zone. He walked in. So the leadoff batter is on base for the Rangers. They're once again showing the stats for the Rangers through the first 94 games of this season versus last season, and there's such a huge discrepancy. They're so much worse this year than they were last year, which is fine with me because they are division rivals. King is now pitching to... He's still showing Heim, but it's not Heim. It's Nope, it's not Jankowski. It's Grossman. Robbie Grossman is now pinch hitting for Jankowski. He's batting .215 for the season. The very first two pitches, he swings the first one for strike. The second one, he lets go by for strike. So just really quickly, the pinch hitter Grossman is down in the count, 0-2. Heim is on first base. King comes set, and here comes the delivery. Low and inside for ball one. King looks for the sign. Heim takes his lead at first. And here comes the delivery. Another one low, but this time outside. That will be ball two on Grossman. 2-2. No outs. Top of the seventh. One runner on first. Robbie Grossman batting. Jonah Heim on first. This is a fastball from King. High and outside for ball three. So after getting ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes very quickly, King has come back to throw 3 straight balls. Now the count is full, and here comes the full count pitch. This one is good, high in the zone, fouled off to the right side, but that's going to be too far for Singleton. That's out of play and into the crowd, right behind the Rangers dugout, or the Astros dugout actually. Count remains 3-2. Grossman gets into the box there, and here comes King's full count pitch again. On the outside corner, but the ump doesn't call it, so they're going to walk him also. That's 2 walks for King. Very close. That could have gone, well, it's a little outside. It could have been called, but I can't be angry with the ump for not calling that one because I wouldn't have wanted it to go against the Astros because it wasn't in the zone. So can't be annoyed about it, but still King should have delivered a better performance there. Coming back after being up 0-2 and then walking the batter, that's unacceptable. This game is 1-1 in the top of the 7th. They can't be playing around with stuff like that. And he's walked 2 batters. So the Rangers have runners on first and second with no outs. Right-hander Seth Martinez is now warming up in the bullpen. They just got him up and active. This brings up Taveras. He's showing bunt. And he gets a low and inside pitch and he tries to pull back, but the first base umpire says that's a strike. He didn't pull back in time. So 0-1 on Taveras with the runners on first and second. Is he going to try to bunt? Yeah, he's showing bunt again. He pops this one up, and Singleton is able to run in and catch it, no problem. Excellent. So Taveras tries the bunt, pops it up to Singleton for the first out. Runners remain at first and second. Yeah, Singleton played that one perfectly. He came in on the bunt, and it just went right to him. Perfect. Maybe now we can get a double play ball. That brings up the That brings up the top of the batting order with Semien. The very first pitch is a little wild, and Diaz is able to keep it in front of him and get to it relatively quickly, so the runners are not able to advance. They thought about it. They started to. Second pitch, fouled off of his foot. 1 strike against Semien. He took a big strike at that one and fouled it off. It looked like his back foot. No, it was off his front leg, his front calf. That didn't look like it felt very good. 1 strike on Marcus Semien. Runners on first and second with 1 out. This is where Semien grounds into a double play and ends the inning. Let's see if I just predicted the future. The 1-1 pitch from King to Semien. Here it comes. Good pitch on the inside. Fouled off again. And once again, he hits himself with the foul ball. Oops. Nope, I'm sorry. He fouled that one off the catcher's glove, off of Diaz's glove. It looked like it hit him on the leg. It was close. 1 strikes. King gets ready to deliver to Semien. Here comes the pitch. Whoa, very low and inside. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened in there. It looks like it hit Semien on the foot. That's what it looked like. And the umpire called him out. But let's take a look at what happened. Okay. Semien brought his bat around to swing. And the ball, he missed the ball. The ball hit him on the back foot. And the umpire called him out. And Semien got really upset because the ball hit him on the foot. But he did swing. So it's a strikeout for King. So 2 outs. First pitch to Seager is a ball. King working quickly now, gets right into the second pitch, and another swing and a miss. This time by Seager. 1 strike to Seager. Runner still on first and second. Seager gets the call, gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Very nice pitch. Beautiful movement. Started off towards Seager, curved back in, right on the inside corner. Seager watches it all the way. The umpire calls strike. 1 2 strikes on Corey Seager. And here comes the pitch. Way on the outside corner. Looks like that's where they were trying to go to get him to bite, but he didn't. 2 2 strikes. King gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Again on the outside, but way off the plate. Seager not biting. Once again, we're up to a full count. Runners on first and second, top of the 7th. Full count. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. Ball 4. He walked him. That's 3 walks for King on 3 full counts. So King starts off with a couple of walks, comes back with a couple of good-looking outs, and then walks another guy on a full count. So he has a full count walk, 2 outs, and then a full count walk. Pretty crazy. He's up to 27 pitches already. Josh Smith is up. Takes a ball just off the upper outside corner. Ball 1. Here comes the second pitch. High and inside. Ball 2. Not sure if King is just afraid of the strike zone right now or what's going on. He looked good for a couple of batters, and now he's back to throwing it outside and inside. Here's the third pitch, right down the middle, 93 miles an hour, and Smith takes a whiff at it, so he does get a strike there. 2 balls and 1 strike. 30 pitches for King now. Astros were on the phone to the bullpen, it looks like. Here comes the pitch by King. High. Out of the strike zone. Smith doesn't bite. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Rangers are threatening to walk in a run here. The coach is right at the edge of the dugout. He's ready to come out and get him. Another high strike, but this one is in the zone. Smith swings, is unable to get it. So once again, we're to a full count. Now, can King get this out here, or is he going to walk in a run? Full count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Josh Smith at the bat, and King pitch right down the middle, fouled away by Josh Smith. This is Brian King's opportunity to redeem himself. He's up to 33 pitches this inning. It's crazy. Bases loaded, full count pitch. King looks for the signal, finally gets what he wants. And here comes the pitch. High strike gets him out. Strike 3. King manages to squeak by and get out of the inning on a high inside fastball. That was beautiful. Smith took a whiff at it. King just went crazy after that, screaming and yelling. Very excited. I'm sure he looks crazy after that. He was really screaming. Wow, that was a stressful inning. Maybe it's not my medicine that causes me to have issues. Maybe it's innings like that. I'm trying to find that happy medium, that happy place when I watch baseball and football, because I don't want it to matter too much. I don't want it to be the main focus of my life, and I don't even want it to affect me. If the Astros or the Tigers are not doing well, I don't really want it to bother me or affect me. If they lose, I just want to be able to say, oh well, it happens. Can't win them all. There's always tomorrow. Or at some point, your team's not going to make it into the playoffs or whatever. You have to say, there's always next year or another year. It's no big deal. But sometimes it's difficult for some fans, some people. It's very difficult to take such a light stance, and not let it affect you. I'm going to go to my YouTube here and check. Oh, it's still showing on my YouTube that Singleton is at bat. It's got the right score at the top of the screen, by the way, guys. It says Rangers 1, Astros 1 in the middle of the 7th. That's correct. But Singleton has been at bat for apparently a while now. That's incorrect. So let me update that. Let's see. Maybe I can get it to refresh. Okay. I'll get it to refresh. Okay. The software I'm using to stream, it gives me the option whenever I bring in several things on the screen. It gives me the option to get the screen, the browser rather, to refresh automatically whenever there's any update on that browser. Okay, there we go. All right. While I was doing that, apparently Loperfido grounded out. He had a 2-ball, no strike count, and then grounded out. So here in the bottom of the 7th, the Astros have 1 out against them. And Chas McCormick is now up to bat. Here's the first pitch to him. He gets a bunt down, but it looked like it would have been pretty good, but he fouls it away. It looks like the catcher got hurt somehow. Heim. He's getting up really slowly. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see. Might have fouled off. Let's see. Okay. All right. So whenever Chas bunted the ball, it actually fouled off of Heim and hit him in the inner thigh, and so he had to take a moment to recover. So no balls, 1 strike against Chas. Here comes the second pitch. by Eovaldi, who's still on the mound. High fastball, ball one. Eovaldi has had a pretty tough game, but the results are not bad. The Astros only have one run. He's got 85 pitches. Here comes the next pitch. Low and in the zone, but Chas whiffs at it for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes against the Chasmanian Devil. McCormick is another hitless player today, and he keeps that streak alive with this strikeout. He swings and misses on an absolutely terrible pitch, and I have to personally say that so far in this series, from what I've seen of Chas McCormick, he has been nothing but disappointing. Swinging at terrible pitches and just not looking good at all, but considering that his batting average is now 203, I'm not surprised. And that brings up our 305 batting average hitter, Jose Altuve. Altuve has 1 hit today, but it didn't go anywhere. He got stranded on base. It was a 2-out single. His first pitch he takes well outside for a ball. Here comes the second pitch. High pitch in the zone, actually a little above the zone. Jose goes after it, but fouls it back. It's going to be 1-1. Eovaldi goes into his windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Altuve. Way inside. Altuve almost could have stuck his elbow out and got hit by that ball. It was very close, but he takes it for a ball. 2-1. Looks like Tucker's hanging out in the bullpen for some reason. That's interesting. Here comes the next pitch to Altuve. Kind of low in the zone, and he swings, but fouls it away towards the dugout, towards the Rangers dugout. 2-2. I can't complain about what he's swinging at. Even though he's only got 1 hit today, he seems to be much more focused, and the look in his eye is nice. Here's the next pitch. There we go. As soon as I say that, he gets a single to left field. There's just something about Altuve. I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not. Maybe it's similar with some other players, but you can just kind of see on his face when he seems present and he seems focused and there. As soon as he hit that ball, Eovaldi knew that it was a hit. His reaction was annoyance as soon as Altuve got that hit. Once again, a 2-out single by Altuve, and that will bring up Bregman. Let's see if he can actually do something with it this time. Here comes the first pitch to Bregman. Eovaldi takes a really long time to deliver, and then he fires over at first. Altuve back easily. This will be the 93rd pitch by Eovaldi. I would imagine that he's not going to be in the game much longer. Bregman gets back into the box. Here comes the first pitch. Nope. Back over to first base. It looks like they're trying to pick Altuve off. They think he's going to go for a steal, and they're over at first base laughing for some reason. Altuve much, much shorter than the Rangers' first baseman. Eovaldi gets the sign. Comes set. Maybe Altuve will be running this time. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt. And Altuve's easily got second. Yep. That was perfect. Altuve went, and the ball was in the dirt. Heim was not able to catch it cleanly. Had to run over and grab it, but by the time he did... No, actually, Altuve got a delayed start, a slightly delayed start, but as soon as he saw that ball in the dirt, he took off, and Heim was not able to get to the ball and get him in time. Altuve is just too fast. Altuve is just too fast for catchers to get him on that. So now we got a runner in scoring position. Bregman 1-0. Here comes the pitch. He fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. If Bregman can just deliver a long single here, a slow single, some kind of hit in the gap, Altuve will have a chance to score. It's 2 outs, so Altuve is going to be running on any contact. It's a chance for the Astros to take the lead. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Looks like it's going to be an easy grounder. Tap to the second baseman. Yep, he tosses over, gets Bregman at first base, and that will end the seventh. Very slow roller right over the pitcher to second base. Eovaldi gets out of the inning. So we're going to go into the top of the eighth. The top of the eighth. The score still tied at 1-1. Astros with 8 hits. The Rangers with 2 hits. No errors for either team. Upcoming batters for the Rangers are Wyatt Langford, Adolis Garcia, and Nathaniel Lowe. What a game. I have a friend who was born in the U.S. and he grew up, went to school in New York City, and became a Yankees fan. And now he's living in China again. But when you talk to him, he just sounds like a typical New Yorker. It's really funny because his family is Chinese, and he is a big Yankees fan. But the cool thing is that even though I'm an Astros fan, he's a Yankees fan. We can talk about baseball. We can talk about the Astros or the Yanks, even if they're playing each other. We can actually talk about them and have a calm, rational discussion. It's a respectful, enjoyable discussion, an actual enjoyable discussion about our teams. And that's very rare, I think. A lifelong Astros fan and a lifelong Yankees fan being able to be friends and talk about baseball and talk about the games and stuff without being jerks to each other. It's rare, I think. All right, so Seth Martinez is on the mound now. On the very first pitch, he delivers as a ball to Wyatt Langford. And the second pitch, also outside for a ball. His ERA right now is 2.51, not too bad. Third pitch is in the strike zone, low and away for strike one. Langford hasn't bit yet at a pitch. He hasn't swung at anything. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming in to Langford. That one's also low and away, and he does swing at that one, but he's not able to make contact. That's strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Langford. Martinez catching up in the count and evening it up. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Little low and outside. Not too far off from where he put that last pitch, but a little further away. And he didn't bite, so that's ball 3. Full count. What's with all these full counts, Astros? Come on. Speaking of full count, here's the full count pitch. That one was way outside, way low and outside, and he walks him. So once again, we start doing what King did last inning. We get a full count and walk him. How many is that? 4? 4 full count walks for the Astros in the last 1.3 innings, 1.1 innings. Yeah, my coffee's not hot. Adolis Garcia's up, takes a strike. 91-mile-per-hour strike right down the middle. Martinez gets the sign here. Comes set. Here comes the delivery. Low and away. Ball 1. 1-1 on Garcia. 1 runner on. No outs. Here comes the pitch from Martinez. Nope. He goes over to first. But Langford back, no problem. Elise is ready for the pitch. Langford gets the sign, comes set. Here's the delivery. That one is off the outside corner for ball 2. 2-1 against Garcia. Here in the top of the 8th. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Nope. Garcia steps out of the box for time. 9 pitches so far for Martinez this inning. Big gap between Altuve and Singleton. They're really playing Garcia over. Now that's a strike on the lower outside corner. Garcia is, kind of jawing a little bit with the umpire about it, but according to what we see on the screen, it was on that corner, so that's a strike. So 2-2, 2 balls and 2 strikes against Garcia. Martinez comes in with the next pitch. That was a good pitch on the inside corner. Garcia able to foul it away, though. Count stays 2-2. Now it looks like they've got Dubin warming up in the bullpen. Martinez comes set. Here's the delivery. Right down the middle. Just a little high and outside, but in the zone. Garcia is not able to handle it and swings away and hits nothing but air for strike 3. So excellent strikeout for Martinez against Garcia, who took a big strike at it. But Garcia's contact and performance this year has just not been there, so that was a good pitch to give him. 1 away. First pitch to Nathaniel Lowe is right in there for a strike, so Martinez follows up that strikeout with another strike right down the gut. 0-1 to Nathaniel Lowe. 1 out, 1 runner on. He comes set, gets the sign here. Here comes the pitch. Low and away for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nathaniel Lowe. Today, Lowe has no hits. And he's got 1 strikeout. Here comes the next pitch. Right down the gut. He fouls that one away. Is Bregman going to be able to get to it? And he does. Right by the crowd. Bregman runs all the way over. I think that Bregman's glove has like a vacuum attachment to it. He can pretty much catch everything. It's amazing. When he doesn't catch something, even if it's a really difficult catch, it just blows my mind. 9-time All-Star. They're showing stats of Jose Altuve, 3-time AL batting champion in 2014, 16, and 17. 9-time All-Star. Pretty crazy. Okay, next batter is Jonah Heim. First pitch to him is right down the middle, and he grounds it through that. Why was there a gap there? He puts it between Altuve and Singleton for a single out into the right field area, and just bounced it through. I don't know how he got that through. I guess, Singleton was just playing really close to the bag, and it was just a little too far, about 2 feet away from his glove. He couldn't get to it. So that's a base hit for Heim. That will bring up Grossman, the DH. He walked in the 7th. So we got 2 outs. Grossman batting. First pitch high in the zone, but called strike. Could have easily been called a ball, but it was right there, so it was close enough according to the ump. Fine by me. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch, low and away, ball 1. The Rangers have runners on the corners, 1st and 3rd. Here in the top of the 8th, with 2 outs, 1 ball and 1 strike on Robbie Grossman. Here comes the pitch from Martinez. Way inside for a ball. Diaz giving some gestures to Martinez, I guess trying to get him to calm down. Seth Martinez on the mound for the Astros, right-handed pitcher, gets the signal, and here comes the 2-1 pitch, high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Martinez threatening to walk Grossman and load the bases up again. Three balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Martinez. Right on the corner on the outside, but just too far out. He walks him. And here comes the coach walking to the mound. He's looking out at the bullpen. It's looking like Espada is going to bring Dubin in. Yep. He takes the ball from Martinez. Martinez heads to the dugout. And after a short break, we're going to be looking at Sean Dubin, who is going to be facing Taveras. Leody Taveras with bases loaded, no outs. I'm sorry, 2 outs. My bad. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. The Rangers once again threatening back-to-back innings with bases loaded and 2 outs. But unlike King, they're unwilling to let Martinez stay in and try to get that final out. They're going to bring Dubin in and hope that he can end the inning. Earlier I mentioned a friend of mine who's the New York fan, but he and I were talking one time about these, what we call pitchers duels, where it's basically 1-to-1 through the whole game. These games are the most difficult to watch, especially for the team that keeps stranding runners on base or gets a lot of hits and can't turn those hits into runs. I mean, the Astros in this game have 8 hits, and out of all of those, just 1 run in the first inning. Should have been 2, but the Rangers have actually gotten many runners on base and stranded them, but they only have 3 hits. Sean Dubin is now in. His ERA is 5.46 over 29.2 innings. And he's now facing Leody Taveras. And here comes his first pitch with bases loaded. Little low in the zone. That could have been called a strike, but the ump lays off. Ball 1. That was a good-looking pitch. Change up. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Taveras. He fouls it away. Just kind of fouls it off of the ground right there at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kind of a nail-biter right now. 1-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here comes Dubin's 1-1 pitch to Taveras. Oh, nice pitch. Good movement on that, 82 mile per hour. Looked like a sweeper. Taveras takes a big whiff at it, completely misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Astro fans are getting on their feet, hoping to end it right here. A strikeout would be perfect. Taveras steps back into the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dubin gets the sign, comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Nice movement on that ball, but fouls it just down. That would have been a good 3rd out right there, but it was just foul. Singleton gets it easily. Just bounced down the first baseline. A very slow roller. Singleton, he did grab it. He could have just stepped on the bag, but it was out of bounds. It was just barely foul. So the count remains 1-2. Bases loaded, and here is the pitch. Dubin brings it in. Another nice movement on that pitch, and ripped by Taveras, but way early and way foul. He lines it out into the crowd. Count remains 1-2. So Taveras is fighting. Dubin gets his signal, comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Oh, he fires it in there for a strike. 97 miles per hour. So after several breaking balls, he just fires a very fast fastball low and in the zone, right in there, cruises it in there, and gets Taveras looking to end the inning. So once again, back-to-back innings, the Rangers strand their runners with bases loaded. Excellent performance by Dubin to get that strikeout. He worked in with breaking balls and then just sent a fastball right into the bottom of the zone to get him out. That was excellent. Great pitch. Great work by Dubin to get that final out and get the Astros out of the inning. That could have been really bad. But the score remains 1-1 as we go into the bottom of the 8th. Scheduled batters for the Astros are Yordan Alvarez, who will be the first to lead off. Alvarez has 1 hit in the game, followed by Yainer Diaz, who has 2 hits, and Singleton, who has 2 hits. So 5 of the 8 hits that the Astros have in this game, those batters are due up. So hopefully they can do something here. I will say this, Yordan Alvarez is massively overdue for a series of home runs. He hasn't been striking the ball with as much power and the long ball and getting the long ball as much as he is known for doing recently. So they're showing highlights of Yordan Alvarez destroying the ball in the 2022 Division Series, Game 1, Game 6, in the World Series, Game 6, where he was just clobbering the ball. And that's what he needs to do right now. If the game continues like this, the Astros can win with just 1 run. Neither team is converting their base runners. They're getting people on, but they're not getting them in. So a nice homer here could be the big difference, and Yordan can make up for that run he didn't score when he didn't run in. He hits the first pitch deep. Is it going to be gone? Is it going to be gone? No, it's to the track. Wow, the very first pitch, Yordan sends deep to center field, but they're able to get it on the warning track. It just hung up in the air, it seemed, for too long. The pitcher is shaking his head like, phew. He's wiping his brow. He almost gave that one up. That was close to 409 feet. Wow. That brings up Yainer Diaz. The first pitch is high and inside. He takes that for a ball. Well, Yordan gave it a ride, but if he had gotten around on it a little earlier, that would have been gone. Yainer Diaz takes the second pitch, and he swings at it right down the middle, but fouls it away. Yeah, that one from Yordan, when they show the replay, it had too much air. If he had sent it more of a line out, that would have been out. And the pitcher, you should have seen the face that he made. He knew that one was dangerous. Second pitch is way outside. Our third pitch, rather, is way outside. 2-1 against Yainer Diaz. David Robertson is on the mound, and he's bringing the third pitch. Fouled back by Diaz. Count is now 2-2. Yeah, Robertson's face when he tossed that first pitch to Jordan, and he sent it out to the warning track in center field. He gave the funniest face. Astros already have Scott warming up in the bullpen. It looks like he'll be coming in the next inning. Yainer Diaz goes down on a really terrible pitch. He doesn't even try. It was in the dirt. The catcher had to run over and grab it. Yainer didn't try to run the first base. He just walked to the bullpen. He didn't care. He, I guess, too disappointed with himself. They're showing the Astros poll which slugger, not Jordan, not Altuve, would win. Not Tucker would win a home run derby. People are saying Singleton, and that's who's up to bat right now as he takes the first pitch for a ball. And that's my guess. If they're all hitting well, then Singleton would probably win that because he's got the most power, I think. Here comes the second pitch to Singleton. It's inside. Singleton gives it a ride. But the right fielder is able to get over there and nab it for the third out. That's unfortunate. So we had two solid hits by Jordan and Singleton, but both of them are nabbed for outs. So just like that, 3 up and 3 down for the Astros in the bottom of the 8th. Nothing happening there. We're going to move into the 9th inning, the top of the 9th inning, with the Astros and the Rangers tied at 1 at Minute Maid Park. I wanted to let you guys know that I plan on live streaming the third game in this series tomorrow. So if you're able to, please join me for that one. I believe that game is going to be a little earlier than this one, so it's going to be even more challenging for me to live stream it. For me, it starts around 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty crazy. Hopefully, I won't have any medicine side effects related issues, and I can stay through the entire stream tomorrow. Yep, they've got Scott on the mound now. Dubin is finished. He had one batter, and they pulled him out. Taylor Scott comes in with an ERA of 1.42. He's actually been pretty good this year. He starts off with a high fastball, but it's taken by Semien out of the zone for ball 1. Here comes the second pitch. Wow, that one was a little low and away, but the ump liked it. So that goes for strike 1. Semien gets set. Scott working fast. Here comes the third pitch, high and in the zone, and Semien can't get to it. He takes a big whiff and misses it. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes against Marcus Semien. Taylor comes set pretty quickly. Here comes the pitch. Another high strike, and the same result. Semien swings at it, can't get it. Strike 3. Very nice. 4-pitch strikeout for Scott, Taylor Scott, with 2 four-seam fastballs back-to-back for 2 strikes to get Semien. That brings up Corey Seager, left-handed batter. He's got 1 hit this game. First pitch is taken for a ball. He had a single earlier and 2 walks. He's been on base 3 times. Here comes the next pitch. This one is low, tapped to the mound. Taylor grabs it, tosses over to first. No problem. Out number 2. Good play there. If that had been Framber Valdez, he probably would have bobbled it and thrown it over the first baseman, and then Seager would have wound up at third base somehow. Watching Valdez's fielding abilities is just scary. So Taylor calmly handles that one there for out number 2. Here comes the first pitch, which is low and away to Smith. Josh Smith, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk, hit by pitch and a stolen base. Here comes the second pitch. It's on the outside corner, but the ump liked it. The ump seems to be a little lenient right now with those outside pitches, but that'll be a strike, so 1-1. Here comes the third pitch. High and inside, just missed it. That looked like the pitch that Semien was swinging and missing, but Smith doesn't bite, so 2 balls, 1 strike. Taylor gets the sign here, comes in with the next pitch. High and outside, ball 3. 3-1. 10 pitches now for Scott. Here comes the 11th. Goes into his windup. Another high and outside, seemingly a few inches outside of the zone. But the umpire liked it and rang him up for strike 2. I'm no Rangers fan, but that's questionable. Full count pitch, way outside. Lets that one go. That's going to be a walk. Once again, a full count walk. How many is that now? The 7th, 8th, and 9th. In the past 3 innings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 full count walks by the Astros. The Rangers only have 3 hits, but they keep getting guys on base. Here's the next pitch. Another high fastball, and we've got Langford batting now, and he has the same result as Semien earlier. He takes a whiff at it, can't get it. Strike 1. Scott comes set, and here's the pitch. That one's right down the middle, and Langford is able to foul it away, but that will be strike 2. Now this is where he just needs to shut it down. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 2 outs, 1 runner on, no balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch from Scott. Nope, he heads over to first base to get Smith back. He doesn't have much of a lead. He was able to get back standing up. No real threat there to steal, I think. Langford back in the box. Scott gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. High, and he does steal, but he's out. He's got to be out. Altuve makes a great catch, a snow cone catch with the ball, and applies the tag, and is able to make the 3rd out of the inning. Beautiful throw, perfect throw. That could not have been more perfect. That where Altuve caught it was right in front of his foot, right in front of the runner's foot. That was great. Was that Smith that was on? Yeah, I believe it was. Smith was stealing second, and Diaz's throw was perfectly right in front of his foot, and Altuve caught it and tagged him and had the ball just in the very top of his glove, but he had control and he showed it to the ump. They called him out. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch, beautiful tag, perfect play. Now the Astros have a chance here in the bottom of the 9th to win this game. All they need is 1 run. That's it. It's 1-1 going into the bottom of the 9th. Just 1 shot, 1 home run, the Astros can walk it off. Who is due up? That is a good question. Jeremy Pena, so far in this game, has not been productive. He was hit by pitch and got on base earlier, but he has no hits. Followed by Jake Myers, who's also hitless this game, and Joey Loperfido, who's also hitless this game. Here comes the first pitch to Pena, right down the middle for a strike. David Robertson is still on the mound. He gave up a strong hit to Jordan earlier, but was caught at the warning track. He's still in the game now. Pena, takes a low inside pitch, which could have been called strike, but the ump lays off. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pena. Quickly, Robertson gets set and goes into his windup for the third pitch. Terrible pitch in the dirt, but Pena goes around. He checks his swing, but way too late. Strike 2. Maybe Pena's hoping to jack one out, just couldn't hold up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robertson gets the sign. And here's the windup and the pitch. Pena fouls it away, bounces it back behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still on Jeremy Pena. The Astros looking on intently from the dugout. Here's the next pitch. High and outside. Pena barely gets the bat on it. Is able to foul it off into the crowd. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robertson angrily kicking at the dirt on the mound. He looks a little annoyed about something. Pena calls timeout, steps out of the box for a moment. He's back in the box. Robertson back up on the rubber. He's got the sign he wants. Here comes the pitch. Weighing in the dirt. Pena does not go after that one, thankfully. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 9th, no outs. Pena batting 2-2 is the count. David Robertson on the mound for the Rangers, and he's bringing the 2-2 pitch. Another one low and in the dirt. Pena does not go around on this one either, so the count is full. Finally, the Astros get a full count. Maybe they'll get a walk here. The full count against Pena. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle, Pena fouls it back. Count remains full at 3-2. Crowd seems kind of quiet right now. Nobody's standing up or really doing much. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Once again fouled back by Pena. That was high and in the zone, but he was able to get the bat on it. Definitely not a pitch to let go. It was in the top of the zone, so good swing by Pena. He's guarding the plate. This is a good at bat. Hopefully he can turn that into something like a walk or a single. We'll see. Here's another full count pitch by Robertson. He goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Ooh, on the outside corner, Pena, he knew that was a strike. As soon as he took it, he started walking towards the dugout. He didn't argue it. And he was right. That was a strike. He should have come around on it. They're showing some highlights of some of the Astros getting riled up and happy about some of their outs that they've gotten on the Rangers, but come on now, they need to hit the ball. Myers takes the very first pitch on the outside corner as a strike. Robertson winds up, and here comes the 1-0 pitch, 0-1 pitch rather, and now it's 0-2. Myers getting into this habit that he's been in for the past week or so of getting down in the count 0-2 just really quickly, over and over and over again. It's very strange. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Myers. He rings him up. Low strike. Myers just takes it. So Pena and Myers both go down looking on strikes. Complete nonsense. Especially for Pena. Pena had such a good at bat and then just let the ball go by. I don't understand that. Myers had 3 strikes, but let's see if Loperfido can do something. Right now, a walk-off by Loperfido would be great, but he takes the first pitch, a breaking ball for a strike. 22 pitches now for Robertson. Loperfido gets back in the box. Robertson brings it in. Low and outside for ball 1. Loperfido today is 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout. 2 outs, 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Robertson. Way inside. Loperfido takes it for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch to Loperfido. Here it comes. Low. Way low, and he takes that for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Chas McCormick on deck. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Loperfido. And he gets a single into right field. So the Astros will have a base runner with 1 out. This is a reminder of the 2 hits that Altuve got with 2 outs. Got on base and nothing came of it. Now we have the 9th batter, McCormick, who has done basically nothing this game. He has 2 strikeouts, no hits, and has been swinging at garbage pitches. I don't feel very confident right now in what he's potentially going to do with this at bat. But the pitcher, the first baseman, and the catcher are now discussing something. The umpire comes out and says, break it up. Time's up. The pitcher, Robertson, David Robertson, he's sweating a lot right now, so imagine he's getting nice and toasty out there. Looks like they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Thank goodness. They're bringing in Mauricio Dubon for McCormick. Dubon is batting .282. Hopefully he can do something here. Here's the first pitch from Robertson. Wow, that was way inside, but Dubon ripped it. He just got around way too early. That could have easily been an extra base hit into left field, but it was just foul. What a great swing by Dubon. He came around too early. It was an inside pitch, though. So strike 1. 0-1 on Dubon. Robertson comes set. Here comes the pitch. Another high and inside. Dubon fouls it away to the right side this time. So 0-2 on Dubon. But he's making contact with the ball. He's got a really serious look on his face right now. He's gritting his teeth. He's staring at Robertson. It's like he wants to attack him or something. Let's see if he can right here. 3rd pitch. Robertson puts it high and inside. Dubon gets out of the way. Ball 1. 1-2. 29 pitches now for Robertson. I don't know if that's high for him or not. I'm not familiar with the relief pitchers for the Rangers. The 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. It's bounced to shortstop. Is Dubon going to be able to get to first in time? No, he's not. He says to check it. He's pointing over at the dugout. Dubon wants the Astros to check it. Are they going to... Are they going to do a check here? Yep, they're going to do a review. The Astros are going to review it to see if Dubon beat the throw. It was a slow bouncer. Yep, he beat it. If you look at the replay, his foot was definitely on the bag before the throw got there. Yep, they're going to overturn this for sure. Dubon was actually safe. The slow roller that he hit to shortstop, it had a big bounce on it, and he barehanded it and threw it over to first. They called him out, but on the replay, it appears that his foot just got on the bag before the throw arrived, so they should overturn this. We'll see. The Astros made the wise choice to challenge this. Dubon said immediately, he pointed over immediately to the dugout for them to check it. And I believe he made the right decision there. The Espada made the right decision by going with the challenge. They should overturn this, but it's taking them a moment. Dubon hustled to get down there. If that had been McCormick, he definitely would have been out. But then again, McCormick might not have even hit the ball. He's been hacking and missing it pretty much everything recently. No, they don't overturn it. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Dubon is now arguing with the ump, and Espada goes out to get Dubon and take him back to the dugout. Probably wise, because they need him in the game. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. If you get a chance later on to check out the highlights of the game, you can go back and you can watch the play at first base. But it appears clearly that Dubon's foot gets on the bag just before the ball hits the glove. And yet, they did not overturn it. So the Astros get nothing in the ninth inning. And we will go into extra innings. So the Astros have 9 hits in 9 innings with just 1 run in the first. The Rangers have 3 hits in 9 innings with 1 run in the first. This game is ridiculous. Who do the Rangers have coming up? Let's take a look. That's not an unfortunate turn of events for the Astros, because Altuve would have been up next after that. He would have had a runner on first and second with an opportunity to get one in. With the way he's been focused and hitting, he very easily could have gotten a single and driven in a winning run. But the good thing is that in the bottom of the 10th, the Astros will have the top of their order starting with Altuve. If he can start off by getting on base, then we have a good chance of Bregman and or Alvarez driving him in. But for the Rangers coming up in the top of the 10th, who do we have? Who do we have batting here? They're showing more highlights of Dubon going back to the umpire and getting angry. He's very angry about not getting that call. Did they toss him out? I wonder. One of the coaches, Lopez, came out and grabbed him, had to bear hug him and push him back into the dugout. He was so ticked off, and rightly so. He was safe. Rightly so. That was it's bad enough when you miss a call, but it's really bad when you see the review and you still make the wrong call. That's ridiculous. Okay, so now we're in the top of the top of the 10th. So the Rangers will have a runner on second base, and Wyatt Langford is the batter. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Scott is still on the mound. He delivers the second pitch low and away for a strike. 1-1 against Langford with the, I don't want to say ghost runner because there's an actual runner there, but the base runner on second. Scott comes in with the second pitch. Oh, Altuve grabs a great grab by Altuve. There was a strike right up the middle by Langford. And Altuve is just able to nab it with a backhand and toss it over to first to get the out. Let's take a second look at that. Wow, just beautiful. If you have played baseball or play baseball, you know that it's difficult enough to get a one hopper right in front of you, but if it's a little further in front of you and it's hit hard, it's even more difficult because you don't know how high the ball's going to bounce. And Altuve was able to nab that and make the throw to first to get the out. So that brings up Adolis Garcia, who takes a strike and takes a whiff at the second pitch for strike 2. So really quickly, Garcia is down, no balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 10th. Scott is now up to 20 pitches. Here comes the third pitch from Scott. Garcia grounds a soft one slow to first. Singleton flips to Scott, who gets the out at first base, but Smith, who was the runner on second, will go to third. So with 2 outs now in the top of the 10th, the Rangers have 1 runner on third. That was a good play. Scott was able to get over and cover the base perfectly that time, so Garcia was not able to get on base. Now Diaz, Bregman, and Scott had a short meeting at the mound to discuss something. The batter now is Nathaniel Lowe. Lowe has no hits this game. 0 for 4 today with a foul out in the 8th. Left-handed batter. 2 outs. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Right on the outside corner. Very first pitch. Good one. Lowe just takes it. 0-1. Scott gets the sign. Here comes the pitch. Low and bounces up. Yiner's able to contain it. Smith is not able to advance. 1-1 against Lowe. The 1-1 pitch to Lowe. Here it comes. Way outside for ball 2. If the Astros are able to shut down the Rangers in this inning, my guess is that they'll win it in the bottom of the 10th, because I think if they have a runner on second with no outs, they'll be able to get him in. Here comes the pitch to Lowe. That one's high. Ball 3. So Scott somehow, for some reason, puts 3 balls way out of the zone. 1 off the ground, 1 outside, and 1 too high. So 3 balls, 1 strike. He comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's right in there. And Lowe swings for strike 2. Not able to put the wood on it. Crowd once again coming to their feet. Cheering for a strikeout and third out to end the inning. Another full count. Here comes the pitch. On the outside corner. And Lowe lifts it out into left field. That's going to score the run. He's got a single. So Scott gives up the run with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. The Rangers are now up 2-1. The best that the Astros will probably be able to do, unless they wake up their bats, is tie this up in the top of the 10th. My guess is that they'll be able to tie it up. But beyond that, who knows if they'll be able to get 2 runs. We'll see. Okay. Next batter nails it out to center field, but it looks like Myers is going to be able to get there, and he does for the third out, but not before the damage is done. It's 2-1 Rangers in the middle of the 10th. Astros due up, top of the batting order, Jose Altuve, followed by Alex Bregman and Yordan Alvarez. They're going to have a runner on second base, and my guess is that the Astros will tie it up. How well they're able to work on scoring an extra run to win the game, who knows? But pretty crazy. So we had basically 8 full innings of no scoring for either team. Both teams scored in the first. The Rangers have now scored in the 10th. The Astros are coming up with a chance in the bottom of the 10th. But they have no choice but to at least tie it up in order to stay alive. This would be a crummy game to lose at home. To sit through this entire game with 1 run and then give up 1 in the 10th and not tie it up at least would be pretty crummy. My guess is that Robertson is not going to be on the mound for the Rangers, but then again, I'm not familiar with how long he normally pitches. I'm not a Rangers fan, and so I don't know. I'm sure that if Robertson, yeah, they just changed it to Kirby Yates. It looks like Kirby Yates is going to be pitching for the Rangers. They're showing signs in the crowd. Houston versus all y'all. Yeah, that started simply because everybody started hating on the Astros due to cheating stuff back in 2017. But what about all the other teams, especially the Dodgers? The Dodgers cheated. Where did all that go? It just disappeared, you know. For some reason, people have just decided to hate on the Astros. But so what? They put that to bed with their last championship. They decidedly won that championship, and they were just mowing through people. All right, so Astros got a runner on second. Altuve is up facing Kirby Yates. Altuve looking energetic. Here comes the first pitch. Altuve sends it right down the line. It bounces, but that was either a line drive shot or a really hard hit bouncer. No, it was a line drive. Right at him. Altuve got a really good rip on the very first pitch, but lined it straight at the third baseman. He was able to nab it for the first out. Runner does not advance, obviously. Bregman comes up. Yates comes in with the second pitch to Bregman. Bregman fouls it straight up, right over to the third baseline. Not surprising at all. That is such a common thing for Bregman to do, is to just do these pop-ups. And he's out. So just like that, with just 2 pitches, Yates already has 2 outs. Yordan Alvarez is now coming up to bat. Alvarez has 1 single this game, 1 strikeout. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Okay. Now the Astros have a guy on first base. Alvarez is being... Oh, okay. They intentionally walked Alvarez. Okay. And then they put a pinch runner in for Alvarez. Now Diaz is batting. Takes a strike for strike 1. So the Astros have a runner on first and second. They decided not to pitch to Alvarez. And Diaz is up to bat with 1 strike. Yates comes set. Here's the next pitch. Fouled away by Diaz. So it comes down to this. Diaz is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 10th with runners on first and second. A nice long single or extra base hit would at least tie the game here. Here comes the pitch. He strikes him out with a high fastball. That's it. So with basically about less than 10 pitches, Yates sets down the Astros pretty quickly. And that's it. So just like that, the Astros go this whole game getting hits but stranding runners and only score 1, and are not able to come back and tie the game in the end, even with a runner on second. And they lose the game in the 10th, 2-1. disgusting. This game was one of the worst I've seen. They had so many opportunities to score, and like I said, in the very first inning, it should have been 2 runs, and the reason that it wasn't is because Jordan was not sent or did not go on a single from Singleton into the outfield. He was on third base and did not score. He didn't run in to score. And that literally cost the Astros the game. I had a feeling that it was going to come back and bite them, and it did. But that's all I can say for now. This game is done. Please join me for tomorrow's game. The Astros and the Rangers are now tied up in this series 1-1. There's one more game tomorrow. I hope you can join me for that. It's going to be really early for me because I'm in Japan. I think around 3 o'clock in the morning. I hope you can join me for that. And that's pretty much it for now. I'm very disappointed in the outcome of this game. But I hope we have a better performance tomorrow. And I hope to see you then.